Right. Welcome. I'm just going to skip to the chase. We're going to be playing as Florence. After all, we were about as far away as you can get from Europe. Now let's start as close as possible to the, well, center, I guess, of the Renaissance. Anyway, general plans, try to maintain Republic, form Italy, and I guess general great power stuff. Anyway, off we go, I guess. Alright. So, ignore the stuff on the country because that stuff is, yeah, base game. Anyway, there's some initialization that still needs to be done. We start with commercialization? Oh. Nice. Okay. Go ahead and embrace it immediately. No reason not to. After all, it is affecting tech costs, even if only by 5%. Oh, so I don't even need to go through the trouble of working towards it. Anyway, rivals Anacoma, Camerino, Pisa. I mean, historical rival, so that makes sense. Some numbers must have adjusted after I embraced the institution. I can let it sit for a minute. Centralize the state. And aggressive policing. Plot a coup d'etat. Yeah. Ask for the crown of Italy. Italian balance. Always maintain good relations. Yep. Plenty of missions. Money might be an issue. How do we... Okay, the reforms in the aristocracy are actually okay. The bureaucracy, not so much. I'm not particularly partial to free commerce and free cities. I'm gonna have to start working against that, aren't I? The metropolitans are actually too powerful. That's a scary thought. I can't interact with the estates just yet. And none of this stuff makes sense. Pistol tags, few tags more, because why not? Normal, gameplay, subjects, map color, yes. Republican tradition might be something difficult to maintain. Plutocracy ideas are in, though. So I'm probably going to go civic religion. I also have administrative ideas, which aren't amazing. I personally prefer bureaucracy ideas, but sure. I'm definitely going to have to go civic religion, though. I don't need trade ideas, not yet anyway. I do have 2 merchants and 4 diplomats. That's very nice. Styrian Sea is an end node. Okay. Let's transfer trade from the Po Valley. There. Won't be able to make use of that anytime soon, though, but... Improve relations with the big players all around. Most of them are going to be too busy to do anything anyway. Push those army together. Can't do that until the game has gone on for at least a month, so allow time for people to pick up alliances. Papal State are willing to ally me. Cool. Punching above your weight, aren't you? Setting England as a rival. I'm gonna wait a bit on that. As for advisors, I'm not sure if I have enough money, so I'm just gonna wait on that. See what happens. Okay, army tradition indicates I should probably pick a general now rather than later. Start drilling. Well, Fort levels 2, 1, none. Okay. So I do declare war on Pisa and manage to annex them quickly. Yeah. Okay, that's enough to start off with. The first game always has a much longer episode for the simple reason that I need to get everything set up properly. Anyway, seems like a reasonable situation to start off with, so let's get going. There's no yearly calculation the first year. Works. Okay, taxation is fairly high. Extremely high, in fact. Are we actually using all that? Probably. We do have volunteers. Venice is the least important of those that I should have relations with, so... I should do this before they get any allies. Now is the best time to take them down. Keep it light. This is a war of conquest. Though I may not end up taking Lucca. State war loot. Okay. Excellent. Right, now that's done, I can just go ahead and, well, there's nothing for me to grab beyond this. So I may as well grab everything I can. So 45 ducats. I don't believe... Oh, my force limit is 4. Okay, that's fine by me. That's perfectly fine by me. Alright, let's see. Withdraw support from the knights. Nah. Okay. 1360 rolled around. Good year to do this sort of thing. Okay. Yield concessions to ancient liberties is often a good option. It's a very easy way to get centralization, because centralization growth isn't that important. Of course, I probably should work towards, well, increase my level of centralization, just makes it easier. Let's see here. Yes, okay. Oh, that is far from normal. But why not? Free peasantry, that's early. Why the heck not? Strategic marriage. Gotta make sure that they have enough loyalty after this, because this is gonna cost 40 loyalty. So worth it, though. Great success. Now have free peasantry in 1360. Promote the aristocrat faction. That should help buy some of the loyalty back, although I have definitely lost some of it in recent. Sure, expand the bureaucracy, but I'm also going to provide full grain provision, because we definitely need to keep things under control. Promote support commerce to appease the burghers in Pisa. Guess perform a show of devotion. Oh, the church is very powerful. At least for the church. They tend not to have that much power. Not usually. Yeah, outside of admin points, taxation doesn't actually have that much effort put into it. Oh well, yeah. Well, because of very real limits of how much I can tax diplomatically. Due to a weak taxation system. A lot of it just gets siphoned back into the nobility. Yeah. Yep. It's obvious. Bureaucratic reforms are a requirement. Ooh. Can also negotiate alliance. Excellent. Have an alliance with the Pope. is very, very helpful. Okay, right, let's get on with things. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh, valorous. Okay, so I need to do the new advisors. The natural scientist. Sure, that's actually not bad. Okay. It's 5, so, remote aristocratic faction. Fairly consistent and easy way to do that. But I do need to continue expanding the bureaucracy. It's extremely important that my state reach increases. Oh, is my bureaucracy good? No. Provincial administration is still on ad hoc divisions, which isn't great. Yeah, I definitely need to put effort into raising that. But that's going to take a very long time. 25 state reach. Autonomy is probably okay. I need to give it time. Once Pisa and, Livorno end up integrating properly, their autonomy will start to go down. Of course, it's going to be very high for a while. The combination of separatism and recently conquered is actually... yeah. Okay, it might actually be higher than it would end up being higher than what it currently is, but places like Volterra and Fiorenza are going to go down, although Fiorenza's not so much. But Volterra, definitely. Okay, maybe not. Pisa, though? Yeah, it should go down eventually. The real problem is how powerful things are here. As I formalize things more and more, and the unlawful territory modifier disappears eventually, it'll be fine. Though a lot of these things require that I have at least 20-ish state reach. Heck, 15 is needed for some of the early stuff. Not to mention the issue that is a bureaucratic influence, which is incredibly hard to obtain. Yeah, it's 1 right now. I mean, some of that is reduced due to the fact that I just keep bolstering the influence of the nobles, but it still happens to apply that it's an issue. Plus, I do need to also think about eventually working toward... oh, wow, okay. Casual literacy is not going to be a problem for a long time. That's at least good. Right. Moving on. Huh? Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. It's a bit weird for this one to be more expensive. I need bureaucratic advisors in the future, aren't I? No fortification. Oh, rank 3? Oh, they have an actual castle there. Oh, that's going to be difficult, isn't it? I mean, I could call the Pope. We only have 15 favors. Luca would be willing to help, but I'm not sure if the 1k would be enough help. Well, it is based upon... Yeah, I'm not sure if the level 3 fort is actually noted. I haven't turned it on. Okay. I'm not sure if I'll actually work towards anything them. I might just vassalize them. Alright, come on in, Luca. Drat. Yeah, I need 6 regiments. Okay. Simple, keep it light. I definitely need to bring in a temporary infantry division. I request that you stay there, Luca, please. Oh, that's a problem I need to deal with now. Rather than later. Thankfully, Luca needs 4 in order to be sieged down. 4 divisions in order to be sieged down. And Siena only has 2k anyway, so... Allow it. The unrest isn't going to be a problem for all that long. Oh, I'm out of manpower. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Right. So, at the very least, manpower has somewhat recovered, though not by much at all, so that's not a good sign. Hopefully it'll be enough to siege down Siena, though I am uncertain. Especially since Lucca seems to be unwilling to add more than 1k troops to this. Well, I don't blame them. It's gonna be rough. Anyway, let's see here. So, do I even meet the requirements and state yes for regulated leases and tax farming? Either way, I'm gonna need at least 15 for anything else. Including centralizing justice and... well... banning the sale of offices. All kinds of important stuff. This administration starts out pre-formalized to step 1. It's going to continue to cost stability to do this sort of a thing. Continue promoting the aristocratic faction. It's a very cheap way to get their loyalty. Yield concessions to ancient villages. Support commerce is extremely cheap. I'm not touching any of this stuff. I think I'll grab tech though. At the very least, mill tech. One level of mill tech and diplo tech. I've got plenty of points there. So, and guns. Lamoral plus 0.05. Chartered merchant companies. Naval force limit plus 2%. Trade range plus 30. Trade efficiency plus 1%. And I should restart the Cradle to get stability back. And to keep unrest down in certain problem areas, which have already had a revolt. At the very least, this indulgent peddler should go away before the recent uprising modifier vanishes. And separatism is going to fade, even if somewhat slowly. It is strangely high. I'm not used to it being that high. 60 years of separatism? That's a lot. Especially for this early in the game. Allegedly poor performance and bad judgment. Sure. Fine. Take one of the cheaper ones. Alright. Start recovering manpower. Okay, 350 reinforcements. Okay, so I'm going to need at least 2 more months, probably even more than that, because, yeah. Most of the losses were specific to one of the regiments. Gonna wait for them to recover their manpower fully. Because my manpower is extremely precious, and I can only last a couple months before I lose too much manpower. To continue the siege. Thankfully, Lucca seems willing to sit on the province. Or I could do this. Sure, let's cheat the manpower system. Ooh, a water shortage. Is it cheap? Yes. Kind of cheaty. And I kind of broke it anyway. Oh well. Don't worry, I'll get the manpower back soonish. Okay, there we go. Right, that means that we can go ahead and work towards possibly sieging down Massa. Or, well, isn't it the case where if I do this, then I will just automatically obtain... Yeah. It's only 31.5 aggressive expansion, which is good. Alright, 20 ducats, which will get me some... ignore the land ownership changes. Yeah, 0.42 inflation. Which is going to have some effects, but I can deal with it. For sure. I was expecting... Fine. Guess it works differently than I expected. Not to worry, I can handle it eventually. Serbia? Sure. We'll reduce the size of the army. I cannot afford this many regiments. Okay, let's get on with it. Ooh. Birth of the Renaissance. In 14th century Italy, a man named Petrarch founded humanism when he claimed God had gifted man with intellect, and so any intellectual pursuit could be divine. This allowed artists and philosophers to appreciate classical Greek and Roman writers for their brilliance, rather than condemning them for their paganism. The concurrent decline of Byzantium led to many Greek scholars fleeing west, where the church sponsored translation of Greek text into Latin. This made them accessible for the first time, so the new literate middle class that had risen after the Black Death. This rediscovery of classical thinking led to an enthusiastic recovery of ancient Roman ideas and techniques that spread across Europe in a splendid flowering of culture. The glory of Rome revived. Yep. That's going to be quite the impact. It happened here. The Renaissance started here. Yeah, I'd say this is a good point to stop. So. Alright, as you can see, we've conquered Pisa, released Lucca, and conquered Siena, though I was not able to take Mazza because of misremembered mechanics from past versions. Apparently, if you conquer a country, you don't get their vassals as subjects directly. I believe that still works that way for colonies, but not vassals, so it may have been just me misremembering that fact. Anyway, I already have free peasantry. If I could take it, I was able to take it in the first decade of the game, so why not? Plus 10% rule production is nothing to sneeze at. Also, the peasants slowly gain freedom, which produces the amount of money that the nobles can siphon off of them, which slowly reduces the amount of power they have. I mean, if you were able to remove all the feudal dues, they would actually be losing money. Which is a very good sign, although yeah. Some of that flow is from bad taxation, but nothing I can do about it yet. For now, all I can do is continuously expand the bureaucracy and shoulder the costs associated, a lot of which involve needing to maintain stability. Continue promoting the aristocratic faction in order to work my way towards removing their privileges, which actually aren't that many. The worst probably has to do with aristocratic service. Which is fine, because I don't care about aristocratic service, because I can always just smash it to pieces. The need for a feudal levy. Of course, that's a very, very far into the future thing, especially since I don't actually have any military ideas. Which is something I probably should rectify at some point. Because in order to get conscription, I need 2 military idea groups. In fact, it's a good reason to start focusing specifically on mill points, so that I have military advantage and all that. Yeah, I am dealing with unlawful territory here or there. Oh well. So, for stuff that happened, Austria is now the emperor. We did pass the Reichstag though, so that's nice. There's no chance of me becoming emperor anyway. I am a republic, and I plan on staying that way, if I can manage. Though I believe there's Medici mechanics that should come up at some point. But I don't know how to activate them, or even if I should try to activate them. He's rank 3 or better. I mean... Military is doing fine. The general isn't amazing, but for shock it's very good. So, the siege could be better. I have completed one mission, but that's to get 20 papal influence. I'm saying this if I ever need urban loyalty, which I kind of don't. I'm allied to the Pope as well as Lucca, who I released. I'm hoping to eventually vassalize Lucca, though that's a long-term thing. And might slow me down for a while, but that's fine. Probably going to look into expanding northwards. After all, this trade league is kind of small. So with the help of the Papal States, I could just grab Bologna. In fact, there. That should help me to remember. Rivalries seem to have stabilized in Venice, Savoy, and Aragon, so that's nice. Because they've already conquered 2 of my rivals, and I've eclipsed several others, which has pushed me into over 50 a couple times, which is amazing. High power projection is always great, especially when you get over 50. Because +1 to all monthly power is great. I'm unlikely to become a great power anytime soon. Especially since I'm stuck in the HRE. Once that is removed, things in Italy might become a bit more dynamic. But I will continue to expand slowly in order to try to improve my power. Especially with the fact that I have free peasantry now, so... Gentry might take some time, but... yeah. And in theory, I could reform the church. Not happening anytime soon, and I'm certainly not increasing urban autonomy. In fact, I hope to lower it to level 5. And maybe even lower it to 1 in order to get a powerful Republican state that sees no use in autonomy. Centralization and all. Yeah, so starting ideas, plutocracy, administrative. Yeah. 100 Years' War, England's losing bad. Castile won the Castilian Civil War, bringing them closer to Portugal. Sverige lost their civil war, so Sweden now is, well, transferred all of Scania over to Denmark. Fine, I guess. Rome's still around. Well, Eastern Rome. Not sure for how long that's going to last, especially since the Ottomans have been making quite a bit of progress into Serbia. They'll get Rome eventually, that's for sure. And then that, well... yes, in order to get this mission, I need to get Lucca. Then this mission requires Massa and Perugia, well, not Massa. I need to complete the previous mission, and then for this one, I need to get Massa, and I also need to get Perugia, which is controlled by the Papal State. So, and it's one of their cores. So, even if I had gone for it, yeah, that would mean constant conflict with the Pope. And I think I am fine not having to deal with that for now. Forming Tuscany can wait. It can certainly wait. Through missions. I think that's missing a tab, but yeah. I need to own Pavia. It's Pavia. Control Italy. Assembly point missions are going to be rough, because I don't want to go up against the Pope anytime soon. But yes. Yeah, I think that's good enough for now, so. Yeah, okay. Right, I'll see you all again next time. Until then, bye. Certainly is a good start.